Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. That's right, we're doing it. Thank you for joining me. Again, it is Friday, April the 19th, 2024. Hope you're doing well wherever you're tuning in from. If it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? Again, every Wednesday and Friday dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel by searching Glad You Made It or Rob Sadri. And check out patreon.com/Rob Sadri if you like to fiscally, financially, with the dineros, with the shekels, with the moolah, with the cheddar. If you like to support the show, to see it enhanced, to see it grow. If you're into that shit, if that shit gets you off, let's get you going. And again, if you just want to check it out, it's all there for you, full-length videos. Help yourself. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channels, because that's the way it works, I believe. So the more you tickle it, the more it grows. The more you, don't tickle me elmos, or tickle me elbows. Nonetheless, ladies and gents, we're here. It's Friday. It's a loose day. It's Friday. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. If you're anywhere in Canada, Wagwan, United States, the homies down south in Mexico, South America, over there in Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, the Middle East, what's going on? Wagwan over there in Japan, Wagwan over there in New Guinea. I had an uncle. He said he said he has an uncle. I don't know. Biden just said he had an uncle. He used to fly planes, and then he went down in Guinea. And apparently he got eaten ass first by a bunch of cannibals in Guinea. According to Biden, I heard it, which is they never found the body, which was pretty, they never found the body. They were, because they're carnivores or cannibals in Guinea. And that's what happened to Joe Biden's uncle. Never the athletic boy that he heard. Athletic boy, flew planes during the war, went down in Guinea, ass first, eaten ass first by cannibals. He said it. True story. The fact that he said it, true story. Did his uncle get eaten? If your uncle gets eaten by cannibals, is there anybody that can fact check this? Did they leave anything behind, like an arm? The dick? Did his uncle have what if they left the cock, or did he eat the cock first? Is that like a delicacy in the cannibal? Because there are cannibal people out there, and not many, of course, but I'm sure there are people who heard of them. And some places there might be tribes. Yes, tribes that eat people, ass first or cock. What if you're one guy in the tribe that doesn't eat humans? Is it awkward for the get-togethers? Is it awkward like you go hunting and gathering? Or whether you don't actually have to go hunt and gather. You just gotta really pick somebody to eat at the end of the day, or at the end of the week. What if somebody's allergic? What if maybe they're not even allergic, but what if that's not their thing? What if they just eat regular meat? What if they just eat chickens and pigs and wild hogs and boars and cows and calves and all sorts of fish, seafood, but they can't eat human meat? Are they looked down as do the other tribes, men and women, look at them as puss? Are they pussing out? Is that because once you're in if that's the lifestyle, if that's what we're all doing, and somebody's I don't know, you guys, but he'll let you know too. He'll show up to parties. I don't eat human. Nope, been off the human diet for some time. No, you got anything else? Do we have any chicken? Everybody's eating human. Why you gotta ask for chicken? It becomes awkward. You could easily become an outcast. So my heart does go out to that one or two or a few individuals who don't eat human meat in the cannibal circles. But you still ask, that's your family, man. That is your family. You can't part ways. You gotta be we're having it's Easter. It is Thanksgiving. What are we having? Human again. Ma, cook some pasta. Humans. But that's what his uncle went down in Guinea. He got eaten that's the story. Athletic boy, flew a plane, went down in Guinea, ass first. Do you fight over the peen? Do people, how does it work if you're in a cannibal circle? It's because in certain traditions, certain cultures, it's different. Some people say you gotta feed the children, women and children first. Some people are no, this is a hardcore, this is And that's real. That's like when people talk about like patriarchal like society. That's the like no, the chief eats first. The man or the biggest hunter eats first, and then then women, then children. So like, but then who gets to But then is the cock, is that like a delicacy? Is that the good part, or like is that a good part of the body, or is that is that like somebody, is that like is that like, I don't want it. Do you want it? Or is like, do people like, do you fight over it? Do two young up and coming tribe hunters, they're trying to get their, they're trying to get their badge, they're trying to get their their little sash, they're trying to get their little, they're trying to get their stripes in the, and that's what do they put the cock in their mouth and then eventually see who can rip off the bigger piece, hence marking the entrance of that new man's, that young man's new, he's entered a new chapter into like adulthood, manhood. You're not a man if you don't get a big chunk of the cock. That's what they say. So I wonder what happened to Joe Biden's uncle who went down in Guinea and got eaten, apparently, because there are cannibals there. It's a pretty funny story. I find that hilarious. Not the fact that somebody got eaten by another human, but the fact that Joe Biden goes out and says, uncle went down in Guinea, never found the body. They got cannibals there. And you're just like, it's a lot to deal with. But that's grandpa. That you never know, because grandpas do tell stories, and so that's what it is. But that's just another one. That's just another one you can add to the many, many stories, but that's neither here or there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just, it's Friday, we're hanging loose, we're having fun. I hope that you are heavily lactating at this point, because this year is the Lactating Diaries, of course, where we keep it freshly squeezed every Wednesday and Friday. So grab a tit, squeeze an ounce of milk, pour some for yourself, pour some for the homies, pour one out for the ones that have fallen and can't get back up. I've fallen and I can't get back. Or help them out. Give them a hand if they're falling, because that's the thing. You do hear that people like, I've fallen and I can't get back. What if somebody just like, what if somebody's stuck in that mode? They've fallen, they can't get back, and you just like get rid of it, and people walk by, and that's all that's all you say. I've fallen and I can't get back, and like everybody walks by, just grab it, lend a hand, lend a tibia or something, lend an elbow, latch onto this thing, you can get back up. Whatever, I don't even know what I'm saying. It is Friday. Sip to the gang. Thank you for joining me. We're having fun. I hope that you are plucked. I hope that you are feeling flush. I hope you're manicured, pedicured, pampered. I hope you waxed your asshole for your lover tonight. I hope that, or maybe you left a nice patch of hair for them to, for them to find the path, really. That's what it's, the landing strip. But why not, make it a little bit bigger. But I hope you are, I hope you're going to be just, I hope you're going to be like neck deep in fluids, bodily fluids, that is. Like, it is Friday, feeling a little bit loose, feeling a little bit just taking it slow today. Sometimes you got to just slow it down. Every once in a while, you got to slow it down, have a little bit of just chit chat, see how we're all doing. But let's see. Things that I've been thinking about as of late will go in no particular order, see where it gets us. A woman in Brazil just in the past few days, maybe in the past week, if I'm not sure the exact date, but sometime in the recent past, rolled up with her dead uncle in a wheelchair in a bank, trying to cash some checks or get a loan, or, just sign some paperwork, which begs the question. I'm begging the question. I don't even know what that means. You're begging the question. Oh, come on. I'm begging you here. It's a question, I gotta know. Or something, I don't know. But she's brought the uncle dead, try to sign some checks, try to get a loan. Which begs the question once again, how long do you have with a friend or a relative, a family member, an acquaintance, a business partner, somebody how long do you have with a person as soon as they die? How long when should you call the authorities, whoever is supposed to come, when should you notify somebody so that they can come and collect the body and do the necessary? do you do it immediately, or should we, that's, I think you should be doing, I'm not, that's the thing, I'm having a little bit of trouble myself, because, the immediate thought right now is to, like, yes, if somebody falls down and, they're not, the line is just steady straight, no peaks, no valleys, that is, just a steady beat, just, it's gone. And you tried your best. You gave it the old Heimlich. You are placing your vag on their mouth and you are queefing hard. You're putting your cock in their throat, just trying to, maybe they got something in their mouth. Maybe you try to open the airwaves. I don't know what you're doing there. Maybe you got a little plunger. Maybe you get a plunger and you just, you stick a plunger on their face and you're just pumping air. Stomach's getting bloated. Now they rip out a big one. They're still dead. Okay, fine. They're dead. You can't bring them back to life. Maybe you resuscitate. Maybe you try getting you find a fellow with a car. He's got a booster cable in his car. Come connect the booster cable to this man's nads. Please, we got to revive him. He's my uncle. You got to save him. All right. Clear. Nuts are fried. They're dark. They're crisp. He's still dead. How long do you have to, should you have it? That's the better question. Should there be a grace period with your loved ones, with whoever is in the vicinity that happens to pass away? Should you have a grace period? I'm talking, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, up to a week, where there is a period of where, because I think that's the thing because that's the thing. We're all just walking around. All of a sudden, some people, when your time's up and time is what it is for you or whoever, and that's the thing. If it comes to a screeching halt for you, your spirit leaves the body's there. People are poking it with a stick. They're spitting on you. They're just rolling you around, having a ball, but you're looking from above. You're still it's been several hours. You're looking at yourself. You're having a out of body experience or some sort, and you're like, quit poking me with a stick, man. But like, and people are wondering in their heads, should we have sex? And you from above, you probably are saying yes, but like people who are just still in their, spirit bodies are still connected. Everybody, there's a judgment about that, so don't do that. But like you up there, your spirit might be just like, am I in? Am I out? Is this happening? Why are my pants getting undone? Not mad about it. I'll say this. If I pass away and like let's say a heavily titted lady with a big booty decides to undress me and rub her clit right over my face for half an hour or so, one final sit on my face with that booty sesh, and I'm watching from above, which is, you're now the subject, and you're objectively looking at yourself, subjectively getting, lips on lips. That's what I'm talking about. That's, but I'm saying, should you have a little bit of grace period? Because that's the thing when people because you're going about your day, you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, and the other today. And then you got certain things you want to maybe knock off in the week, and then a month, and then a year. But when you shut off, when that final power switch goes off and you have no chance, there might be some loose ends to which you'd like to have a little bit of time to just just a few things. So I do see, if a lady walks into the bank with an uncle trying to sign a check or get a loan or something, maybe that's just maybe we should have a week. You should have up to a week, in my personal opinion, with your with your relatives, with your friends. If they pass away, you should be able. And I'm guessing the reason why we say report it immediately or take care of it quickly. I guess because dead bodies, it start decaying and whatnot. So that can get pretty messy. You don't want to be, you don't want to become just you don't want your place to become a petri dish or where do you so I think it's the decaying aspect that really holds us back from spending a few more minutes, a few more days, a few more moments with our friends, family members, just to, again, tidy up those loose ends, if you will. So let's come up with a spray or a serum or just I don't know, maybe a pill or something. As soon as somebody we make sure that they're they're a goner, they're not coming back. Pop a pill in their mouth and make them swallow it, or spray them with something. So that'll that'll start preserving the body so that they're not getting immediately decayed. Maybe some sort of just some sort of preservative. I don't know what you want to use, just some whatever, some lube at least, some diesel fuel or whatever. Pour something on them. That's what I'm trying. And then get a week to just tighten up some loose ends. If somebody, for example, were to, again, maybe your uncle did promise you to, he's gonna write you a check. I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna go over there, sign you a check for whatever, so you can, drive off to the city or wherever else, or do this thing, or take a trip, or start your oh man, your uncle is wanting to give you a little moolah, a little cheddar, a little dinero to go out and start that small business of yours, you independent son of a bitch. And there you go, but he passed away. So now you're like, oh man, but he said it and nobody else was there. It was just you, him. You had a great conversation. So I say you get a week. Tighten up some loose ends, walk in. So I'm a little bit on the fence on this as to how I feel about it. It did remind me of, like, if I had because there are people, like, people have circumstances that are, you do certain things, or other people in your life might do certain things that impact you. What if you had an extra, just to tighten up some, again, loose ends, to, I need to sign some documents, I need to make a phone call, I need to make I need to make sure that this, just, it's probably best if you do it way ahead of time, but who plans for these things? That's what I'm trying to say. So if you come up with a, dead relative, I'm saying we should have a grace period in case somebody forgets to, I'm switching, I just canceled my life insurance, I need to get a new one, for example, out of the blue, just off the top of my head, I'm not, what am I going to leave the family with? I'll get to it. I'll get new life insurance. You'll say that to yourself, and you've had life insurance forever, but you just happen to cancel it for some dumbass reason, and then next thing you know, your wife and your kids could be, could lose the house easily. So right off the top of my head, that could easily happen to anybody. And I'm just saying, if you have a week, a grace period where you can have your dead relative on the phone and just speak on their behalf and be like, I would like life insurance because I'd like my wife and children to be taken care of. Yes, I don't want them to lose the house. Yes, responsible adult things that responsible adults, for the most part, get right. And it could really easily happen to the best of us that, or maybe not the best of us, but they were trying. Some people were there. Give it a good old college effort, but nonetheless, it's a lot of paperwork. As adults, there's lots of bills and obligations, and I could see how that could easily happen to anybody. So I'm just saying, if a lady walks in with a dead relative trying to sign a check, it's easy to say that it's easy to point fingers for one and say this lady's got no respect for the dead. It's easy to say, and what if he comes back? What if he gets excited? What if he gets so excited? Because you've heard the saying, howling and laughing to the bank, and to and from the bank. Because we all know the bank is one of the most top 5 favorite places for adults. There's the local coffee shop, strip clubs, massage parlors, underground BDSM dungeons with, masseuses and masseurs, people who specialize in whips, people who specialize in leather chaps and collars, and, a little bit of gagging. That's a gag order. You've got yourself in a gag order. And I think that, and that's, when you're like, I order you to gag, and you're like, I thought this was judicial. You're like, no, explicitly sexual. And you're like, I'm gagging, I'm getting you gag more. You have got a gag order. Or I placed a gag order. I don't know if that's somebody coming over to gag you, or like you get to gag on your own with people watching. That's a gag order. I ordered you gag from 6 to 8 p.m. That's an order. Yes, sir. Just gagging. What are we talking about? The point is that you're not supposed to talk about it. They don't want you to talk about it. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that you should get a grace period with your dead relative. Or again, husband and wife. What if you have a conversation with your husband or wife, and they tell you, sweetheart, when I pass away, should I pass away? When I pass away, fuck me, one last time, one last hurrah, right. I know it's gonna be limp, but maybe just squeeze the bottom of my cock, squeeze the base. You get a little bit, there's still blood in there. It's not like the blood doesn't just spill out of you. Unless you happen to get like severely stabbed and you're just leaking, you're losing blood. Unless if you're intact and you're dead and you can't get an erection, I'm guessing, I would assume if you were to squeeze it and like, push the blood in the peen and just, hold it at the base, put a couple of cock rings on it and just tase it and flick it a couple of times, I bet you can still write it. I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm saying what if in the world of what ifs. So looking out for the lady that's trying to cash a check, my heart goes out. I bet the uncle wanted it to happen. Any good uncle with a good, if you are, so I get it. How long is the debate really? How long do you have a day? 7 days, honestly, a week is sufficient enough time to wrap up a few loose ends that need wrapping up. And again, whether it's just, getting life insurance, signing a proper will, just loose ends. And again, this could happen to literally anyone. So you're welcome to the lady in Brazil. We get it. We're with you. I get it. I'm sure there are a few other people who get it as well. So, but not quite sure how this is going to go down. But it is interesting. Do you have enough time with a dead relative to sign over some last minute paperwork? Take a couple of pictures, the ones that you never got to take them to the beach. But that's just me. And again, a few good other people out there. I'm sure we're, it's the silent majority, really, I think. Ladies and gents, the international global breaking news. I believe Dubai got rained on like they've never been rained on in 75 years. The entire nation of Dubai is now flooded. I saw 10 seconds of a video on a headline, and that's what I took for, so Dubai is for sale. Because everything is wet, everything is ruined, I'm guessing. So you can buy Dubai for exactly $10 right now. Go ahead and buy yourself a piece of Dubai. They can't handle the rain. You can't handle the rain. I want the rain. You can't handle the rain. You can't handle wetness. You can't handle moisture. You can't handle precipitation. You can't handle the precipitation. You can't handle water. You can't handle large amounts of H2O. You can't handle liquids. I want the liquids. You can't handle the liquids. So Dubai's having a little bit of issue with water, with wetness, but which one of us hasn't had an issue with water and wetness? Am I right? So the entire country is going up for sale once again for $10, ruined due to rain. What caused it? What caused the place that's been dry? This place has been more dry. Dubai is as dry as a woman in her 80s, pushing 90s, way past menopause, as like Mena turn it off. It's not even on pause. Mena unplug that shit. That's what that is. That's how dry Dubai is. Biggest rainfall in 75 years. What could have caused it? I don't know. I really actually don't know. But I did see that's a lot of Lamborghinis that are just getting ruined right now. Again, you can buy them for like 25 cents. It's a lawn sale. It's a yard sale. It's a good time is what that is. A lot of tigers just fucking, floating in water, waist deep in water, just trying to catch a Ferrari to like pick them up or something. A lot of floating hookahs, a lot of I've never been to Dubai. A lot of loose gold bars, I'm assuming. A lot of loose gold bars just floating, and which is nice. Because a lot of times loose gold bars, they're weighing they weigh quite a bit, so they're weighed down, but like I believe gold, well, it won't float on water, but it'd be easier to catch some, if you are fishing right now in Dubai, and you might easily catch yourself a couple of gold bars just floating around. I'm just saying. All the men in the white dashikis. Maybe it's time to contemplate darker colored dashikis, just because like the overall white with the peen now showing, it is, sort of like a wet t-shirt contest, but with no winners, and instead of tits, you're getting a lot of cock, a lot of, so That's nice. That's a little bit of news, international breaking news from Dubai. Shout out to Dubai. I hope take out the, if there's like there should be in dry cities like that, there should be like a plug when it rains heavily because you're not used to. You just like, there should be some sort of drainage system. Invest in it. But you guys know what you're doing. Infrastructure, buildings, architecture, drainage system, sewage system. Let's go. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the best. Let's get a sip of this for a second. Let's get a sip of this. You beautiful, sexy bastards out there, you sons and daughters of bitches, you distant relatives. Aren't we all cousins after all? I think we are. Pretty sure we are. If you trace it back enough long, then it's all cousins. The human species, looked at from a grand scope of things, yes, we are ancestral, aren't we? But that's love. But it's good to have distant. That's a good thing too, because you don't know nowadays. Back in the day, smaller groups, you knew that, cousins for sure. Now it's way removed. People look different, which is nice. We're gonna eventually probably merge back into one thing. Everybody will mix together and just become like this, just. I don't even know what we're trying to say. I don't even know what we're trying to do. It's Friday. That's all I'm saying. I hope you're doing well. If you're fucking holding it down, let's go. If you're lifting it up on your back, on your shoulders, also let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this. In Ontario and Canada, right here, we are now we want a big W. I just want to shout out to OHIP. OHIP, that's the Ontario Health Insurance Plan, OHIP. So it covers, for those of you who are in Ontario, you know what it is. Basically, it's like a basic insurance coverage that gives you, a few basic things are taken care of, which is nice. Go to the doctor, get a checkup, covered. Get a few pills, most likely, a lot of them, just if it's nothing fancy schmancy, to a large degree covered. Physicals, I don't know too much about it because I'm a young buck myself. Some say in his prime, so I'm in no need of medical assistance or procedures and whatnot. So I don't know to what extent it gives you coverage. Eye exams, no longer a thing. It's been depleting. I think we used to get eye exams as well. I think that's now been removed. I've not had an eye exam in God knows how long. Dental coverage, nada. No basic dental coverage. A cleaning would have been nice. Throw it in there. But let's not talk about the things that we lost. Let's talk about the things that we gained. Let us talk about the things that we gain, because here in Ontario, in Canada, now you can opt for a free peen. You can get a free penis. You can get a free cock. You can get a free vag. And a free asshole too. A dude in Ontario sued, I believe, I'm not sure if it was a suing thing. I'm not sure I don't know the legalities of it. I just know somebody out there had a penis that didn't identify as a male or a female and wanted to maintain their penis and get a vagina built in as well. And now they're getting it done, and it is covered by OHIP. OHIP, Ontario Health Insurance Plan, is now giving you free penises and free vaginas. If you want them, you got them. So this is not actually a regular, again, and I'm not this is not a transitory surgery. This is not a person who's getting, this is not a trans person, or because trans from my basic understanding is if you got one thing, you switch over to another thing. And that's not even all the case too. You could, whatever. The point is, most of the time when people get the surgery, from my understanding, if you've got a penis, you chop it off, you get a vagina. Or if you've got a vagina, you just, I don't know what you do with it. You add a penis somehow. You fucking get Whoopi Goldberg, get cast of Ghost, get in there with, Patrick Swayze, and just sit in there and just mold a little cock out of just, you are ceramics, Play-Doh, a little bit of Play-Doh, a little bit of just whatever, a little bit of maybe somebody lost a good cock in a battlefield somewhere, they went on a landmine, their body blew up, but their penis miraculously saved, and they got a piece on them. Rest in peace. So that's now you got a penis. But the point is that transitioning with if you're getting the surgery, I would assume you remove one, you get the other one. Hence the transition. And that's not even all the time. You could just, I don't even know what that is. Because if you could, well, we're not going to get into that. But the point is, let's focus on what we gained here. We gained free penises and free vaginas, but not just, again, not to replace as extra bonuses. Now you're asking to yourself, has this even been done before? Do people walk around regularly with two genitals, one penis, one functioning penis, and an added bonus vagina? Not that I know of. Not to that's, again, I don't go looking for these things. But from my understanding, again, it was you got the swap. But now this is because and now you're not identifying as a man or a woman. You just want the penis and the vagina, and I'm all for it. I get it. I won't get it, but like I understand. I get it in terms of like things that we could get from the health insurance coverage. It's great that we're getting. The basics would have been nice. Just a yearly, cleaning of the teeth would be nice. A yearly eye checkup would be nice. Those are things that but those are frivolous. Those are extra. Let's focus on the main things, which are extra penises and extra vaginas on your body. And again, the surgery, has it been done before with success? Depending on your definition of success, has it been done? Depending on your definition of done, has it been attempted? For sure, 100%. I'm sure there are people out there who had one and said, you know what, one's good, but I want options. I want penis and a vagina, and I'm thinking we're going into, again, a whole new, because everything, ideas get pushed. We as humans have all of us collectively, everybody wants more, or whatever you got, you want more, and whatever it is. So that's I get it. And in terms of you don't want a penis, you want a penis and a vagina. That's great. So extra penis or extra vagina, it is now possible whilst maintaining your already existing genitals, in Ontario at least. I don't know anywhere else in the world that's doing that, but congratulations to us. I think we're one of the firsts. Hell yeah, Canada, we're doing it. It's important to focus on the essential, important things. Forget extremely high gas prices that are making you probably consider maybe going sucking cock on the street just to be able to fill up your gas tank. Forget that. Affordable housing. Average houses in Toronto are now costing $2 million. Forget affordable housing. What we will give you is an extra cock or a vagina. If you want an extra cock or a vagina, again, I'm not sure where you're going to be staying, but you will get the extra genitals on the house. Now, it is sort of an experimental operation as well, because again, most people either get one or the other, or they maintain and just get the tits or whatever. There's so many varieties to all of this. This is all new territory that we're stepping into. Let's not pretend like this is some there used to be full penis vag people all around. I mean, there was one dude or one lady way back, and they were just they didn't have sex with anybody. They became an oracle and looked into the water and told the king or queen that there's gonna be a whatever, and they're like, oh, kill him, he knows something, or listen to him and then kill him. Eventually they died. The point is, probably before they died, they probably fucked and he or she lost their power. Or that puss or that cock just got old. It's that, you no longer have the power. Stale cock, that's what happened. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that we can get extra penises and cocks. Now my interest lies where your interest lies, and that is around the theme of this experimental operation. Because it is experimental, are we obliged to get the extra penis or vagina in and around our nether regions, or could we place it anywhere else on the body, is all I'm asking. Legitimately, because again, not been done. Will it even function as a actual it won't function as reproductive organs. Will you be able to pee from it essentially? That'd be nice. If you get two streams. Because I'm thinking, maybe this fella's onto something. Because if you could get a vagina while maintaining your penis. Now let's first focus if it's on the same area. If it's in the pelvic, if it's in the pubis bone region area, that could you fuck yourself is first and foremost. Could you fuck yourself? For pleasure at least. for pleasure, could you, if you've got a long enough penis and the hole is situated somewhere where you can bend it in, could you fuck yourself in the vag with your own penis? Because I will say this, it is intriguing. It is intriguing. The human, we're playing with the mold, we are tweaking, this is how you learn. So could you fuck yourself? Could you get an erection and somehow bend it or tilt it over? You need a longer than average penis to be able to fuck yourself. I'm just maybe be able to get the tip in, because with 6 inches erect, and if it's like right above the cock, I don't know how maybe you get the tip in. But then if you are working with something like 11, 12 inches, then with a vagina anywhere on your belly, really, you'd be able to fuck yourself for sure. You'd be able to fuck yourself. For pleasure, yes. I think that's a unanimous yes from the judges. Russians give a 9.7 as always. Haters. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, maybe, okay, pleasure, yes, but what about getting yourself pregnant at that point? Could you, if you were to fidget, if you were to play around with the hormonal levels and get enough testosterone so to produce sperm, and maybe get enough estrogen to, I don't know, and other stuff to get a built-in ovary, or bring in a construction crew really for this shit. Get in the built-in ovaries, remove a couple of ribs, add a couple of tits. Could you fuck yourself, get yourself pregnant? Is the question. Is that the future? People getting themselves pregnant with their own cock and giving birth with their own vag. Is that just one blend of humans? The cock and vag people. We need a new name for that. Vagina. Cock, vagina. Vagina could work. Pussy and cock, pussy and dick. Picks could work. Oh, nice. That's a nice pick. Yeah, so could you get it? And that's the thing. Would you be able to get it on, like, if you could get it on the palm of your hand, would I be able to get a vagina on the palm of my hand? Because I'm already doing a lot of work. I'm a hands-on kind of fellow myself. I take care of business on a regular, almost on a nightly basis. I'll tell you that for sure. Maybe we'll take a rest. Good to take a rest day every once in a while. But I believe in just locking in like a fucking monk, whose focus is mostly, masturbation rather than meditation. But nonetheless, works for some. Others say, there's 1,000 ways to come. I'll say this, if you could get a vagina on the palm of your hands, wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be, because that way, like if you want, you could literally be fucking a vagina. That's like a built-in flashlight in your, so that is really, this is innovative. This is, I say, put a halt on everything. Let's pause developing all these. I get it. AI is so titillating. Everybody's like, oh, language learning machines, augment this, fragment that, add a postcard to this, mail this, pull on this, push on that, Let's focus on the most important things, and that's extra genitals. And let's make sure that it's covered by provincial health insurance policies. Maybe we can make it federal, make this thing federal. Everybody gets an extra vagina or a penis. That way, honestly, if I get a vagina, if I get a puss on the palm of my hand, and I'm just like, and I could go create one of those like up close and personal videos that's just of the genitals. I could be making porn while still maintaining some sort of, I won't be like, you could do that, is all I'm saying. You could potentially put a vagina on the palm of your hand and go up close to the camera, show the vag. People won't know if it's on your hand or if it's on your thighs, or put it on your back. If I could get a vagina right on the back and turn my back, I could easily I could easily, and I'm using myself as an example. This could easily be you. So think about that. But also, I'm at the point right now where I'm like, okay, so we get one for free, and we get to keep the other one, get an extra one. Does it have to be the opposite of your own genital situation, your own reproductive system? If you've got a vagina, do you have to opt for the penis, or could you get now two vaginas? Or if you got a penis, must you get the vagina? Could you get a double penis? I'm just, because if you want to sword fight with yourself, you know what I'm talking about, fellas. If you wanna get two for yourself, could you? Because and that way, a lot of times you're like, man, I'm loving this that I'm inside. Maybe you get a lover down the line, and you're like, I love the fact that I'm, penetrating her vagina, and also, classically, I'd now be playing with her asshole. Maybe she's got a butt plug or some sort of a dildo. We could do the whole DP together in the back. But what if you could now do DP without having to resort to any extra, I'm not going to use fingers, I'm not going to use toys. What if you could DP with putting it out there, because it's going to be a thing. I'm just saying, could you get extra ones as well? I'm just like, where do we, because if you could get one and you're not identifying as a man or a woman, and this is not vanity, this is not for just aesthetics, this is just some people feel that way. Well, what if there are people that feel they need three cocks? And again, does it have to be in the pelvic region? Could it be on my forearms? Can I just get three cocks on my forearms, just straight up rock solid on this forearm right here, ready to go, sitting at the bar, just putting it out there, three cocks on the arm, let's go. Because that way you don't even need to unzip. You could just be like, you could just lay it out there and be like, right this. Because I do get it, unzipping takes a lot of time, and we are living in a fast-paced world where everything's just boom, 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 go, go, go. You don't have time to unzip, but you can ride this right here, and it's out there. Then we're gonna have to make long sleeve, like really baggy sleeves are gonna have to come in, because maybe pirate attire can come back in, maybe just like really loose sleeves that'll like, ooh, I wonder how many cocks he's got on his forearm. Ooh, intriguing. Or again, three cocks on this arm, three vaginas on this arm, and now you're just like not even leaving the house. Now you're not even, who's going to work? I know who's going to work. Your AI doppelganger is going to work. That's who's going to work right now. Heard something about that, saw something about that. Apparently, there are now AI doppelgangers of people. You can now have your AI doppelganger can show up to work, clock in, do the work, clock out. You can now do that, apparently. It's what I've heard. I've not experienced it myself. I can't speak as of like that, but if it's not happening now, maybe it's happening in a very small, like little niche, little community in a little fucking Silicon Valley or something, somewhere. They're just like, we're no longer, fellas, ladies, they're in their beds, AI doppelgangers, showing up to work, doing the good work. It's a thing. So yeah, you could be at this time, but in 5 years, you could be potentially walking around with 7 to 10 dicks, vaginas, multiple amounts of tits and ass and booty holes. Money will be coming in. You'll be raking in money, free money, because your AI, it's not totally free, like you're giving up a part of yourself for sure. But there is money coming in because your AI doppelganger is now hard at work. Unless your AI doppelganger happens to want to fuck the boss, then your AI doppelganger and your boss's doppelganger in some sort of fucking other dimension, they are in another dimension, not doing work, fucking. Which is actually kind of nice, because you ended up getting a nice raise. You ended up getting a nice raise because your AI doppelganger was willing to do what you were kind of on the fence with. So, does it matter that your AI doppelganger is now deep throating the boss, or his doppelganger rather? So no, you got to raise. The job is getting still done, because you could make multiple AI doppelgangers. One to have fun with the AI doppelganger boss, and the other one to do fucking strictly for business, no pleasure. Unless that one too should get enticed and be brought into the AI doppelganger sex orgy gangbang, which is gonna be nice. It's gonna be tight. I'm looking forward to this new innovation. It's gonna be great. Now the question is, of course, if your AI doppelganger is fucking the boss, should you one day walk into the office and your boss is there, your AI doppelgangers have already fucked. The question is, should you now fuck in real life, in real time? Because you've seen it all. You've seen it all. You've seen all the positions. You've seen the outcome. Had a little bit of incoming too. But now you get to decide. Now you get to decide. Do you take that physical relationship to the next level? Putting it out there, it's happening, I think. I think that's what it is. I think eventually we're all gonna have AI doppelgangers that'll just be probably in some sort of, online, some sort of a BDSM community that is just for AI doppelgangers, and you could just be raking in money. Everybody's gonna be just raking in money, I think. Making life easier, one click at a time, one stride forward, and one more stride forward after that. Strides, keep on moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, should you want to park your car and you're faced with a question, should I go head first? Do I go head first? Or do I parallel park and back in? The age-old question of head first or back in. Let's just go through it together. Parking in head first, you have the advantage of one, if there's plenty of space, of course, because if it's a tight spot, then you're gonna have to back it up. But if it's plenty of space, do you roll in head first, or do you go out of your way, maybe give yourself some extra time, parallel park or back it up with the rear? Head first, the pro of that is obviously you get to see what's in front of you. You do look. One of the cons, you do look, compared to parallel parking or compared to going in ass first. Head first parking looks lame. I'm just lamer in comparison to parallel parking and rear end parking. I'm just saying it looks lame because you're looking ahead and you're going really slow. Everybody's 10 seconds or you're like doing 20 on the highway. That number is way too low for the highway, isn't it? It is. I was gonna say miles for a second, but then I realized 20 miles is probably not that. If you're doing 80 on the highway, I'm not even gonna say miles or kilometers, because that's like sufficient, because you could be fucking doing 80 on the highway anywhere, globally. Miles, kilometers, ambiguous shit, son. Because we're international in that sense. Fucking the syndicate is global. So you talking about kilometers or miles? It's up for you to judge. Where we at? Fucking North America, that's where we're at. So we deal in both kilometers and miles per hour. Fucking, at least we're not driving on the wrong side of the fucking street. I'll tell you that for sure. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that you're doing 80, and then 10 seconds later you're in a parking lot, like, both hands on the steering wheel like a fucking retard. You're bringing your feet up on the steering wheel, trying. Oh, lame. Ever so slowly. Maybe you got one hand, but still way slow. So it just looks, it doesn't look appetizing, I'll say that. In comparison, parallel parking or going in ass first. I don't care who you are. If you are parallel parking or you're going rear end first parking, it just looks better. First of all, give yourself some time. Unbuckle the seatbelt. Seatbelt is, because that's another thing too. If you're going head first, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go slow, see. But once you're going in parallel parking, rear end first, you're taking that sweet time. You are now, maybe there's somebody in the passenger seat. You look at them, and then you just click right there. And then the seatbelt just comes off like this. All of a sudden, there's a whole nother, you got a little bit of, oh, what's this fellow, what's this lady doing? Seatbelts are coming off. Oh, what else might be coming off? Who knows? Maybe you'll roll up his sleeve, because parallel parking and rear end parking could require you to roll up his sleeve. Oh, I'm gonna gently, but also in a manly fashion, roll up these sleeves. You roll them up nice and, right there. Indian burns while you're rolling up your sleeve. Maybe you do it several times, just roll them on and off, on and off, on and off. Yes, feels good. And the best part of parallel parking, or going in again, ass first. I used to like this more before. I do appreciate technology. Obviously, a big tech daddy right here myself, integrating and innovating each and every day, one small step at a time, doing it together. You know me, I'm on the fucking tip of this shit. I'm where the pre-cum is. That's how far up the tip we are. The point is that back in the day, before the cameras came in the cars, and you had now you could look at a camera and see behind you. There was a nice aspect of not having a camera, because what most people did, unbuckle the seatbelt, put one arm behind the headrest of the passenger seat. Now you look like a pimp. How often while you're driving do you look like a pimp? Not often. But once that other hand, your right hand, goes right there behind the headset, behind the headrest of the passenger seat, and now you're twisting and turning. And you're kind of looking over his shoulder, hand right here. And some people didn't do the hand, which kind of just be just now your torso is now turned, which is still looking kind of pimping, because everybody this 2 hands on the wheel again going in head first. Everybody turns into a grandma. And shout out to grandmas, but I'm just saying, parking game needs to be changed. Step up your parking game. Only park parallel or go back first. So that's what that is. A little bit of just parallel parking and, head first parking. And the thing is with parking, in terms of going in head first, you have no excuse to run things over, because you're seeing what's in front of you. Whereas if you're backing out, you could run anything and anyone over, and it's socially acceptable. So there's always that advantage. Head first. Oh, somebody dropped the baby. I ran over the baby. Oh no, or again, oh, there's 10 pets behind this car. You roll over, no big deal, because again, head first. You're seeing it. No excuses. Behind you, pin, one hand on the side, run over a couple of pets, completely okay. Societally speaking, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Friday. I'm feeling good. Hope you're all feeling good out there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you for letting me come in your lives. Thank you for coming in my life. This is a group effort. This is a little podcast that's doing it together. We're doing it. It's Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful time on the weekend, whatever you're doing. I hope you are, taking care of yourselves, loving yourselves, loving each other. Doing a lot of 69ing, staying hydrated while 69ing, because it's very important to stay hydrated. And yes, I'll be back here again next Wednesday. In the meantime, where can you find these videos? You can find them on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel for the full-length videos, and you and your family will get webinars, free webinars. I don't know what they are, but you're getting them. They're coming. And you're like, I want more. Where can I get more? Where can I give more? Patreon.com/RobSadger. You get the same amount of videos, but it's another platform. So there, in that sense, it's more, and it's more the good. And you're like, it sounds like a great deal, because I can get a whole lot of videos in the catalog, in the library. and I'd like to give a little something back. Well, I'm glad you asked that. It's patreon.com/robsadri, where you can go ahead and support the show, become a member, tell your family and friends, and yes, together we are growing, and that's the most. So stay erect. Make sure your clits are buffed up, ready to go for tonight. Let's have some fun. I'll be back here again next week. In the meantime, I love you all. Peace out.